Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, William Shakespeare. Happy birthday to you. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, today Will Shakespeare is 455 years old, and he is still going strong. Welcome to All Together Now. I'm Bobbie Steinbach, your host, and I have been in love with Shakespeare for quite a long time now. His plays are so full of love, passion, magic, war, and the stories of everyday people. They're deeply human, and they are full of music. They resonate, especially today, across the globe. And that's what we're trying to do with All Together Now, as we bring artists from different cultures together from around the world to connect and create during a difficult time. Tonight, we are so delighted to have Syrian clarinetist and Opus Classic winner Kinan Azmeh, who will share something he's creating right now for the first half of the show. And then we'll be back with some Shakespeare from actress Brooke Hardman, Ditchfield, and director-composer Bill Barclay. Kinan has been hailed as intensely soulful by the New York Times and spellbinding by the New Yorker. He brings his music to all corners of the world as a soloist, improviser, and composer. Kinan, welcome. It is so nice to have you here. Where are you coming to us from tonight, Kinan?
Thank you very much, Bobbie, for having me. It's great to be on this wonderful show. I'm right here in Brooklyn, New York.
Aha. Are you with your family?
I am with my wife and our bunch of plants that we're taking care of. This is our little family for now.
Your little family. I love it. The greenery. That fills the soul, at least for me too. And what are you going to play for us tonight?
I'm going to play for you a little piece. It's still a piece in process. It's an improvisation inspired by our little cherry tree that is right outside this window.
Oh, how lovely. Well, Kinan.
All right.
So lyrical, Kinan. Just so evocative.
Thank you.
And you know, it felt like I felt certainly your Syrian heritage in that music. Mm-hmm. If I was a snake, you would have charmed me right out of the basket. I get that. And also, I love cherry trees and weeping cherry trees. An image of those came right to my mind. So thank you for that. So how are you finding improvising and composing different during the pandemic?
You know, I never thought of composition and improvisation to be two different things. For me, they are actually the same side of of one coin. I always think that some of the most incredible improvisations are one that sound composed in a way, structured, and some of the most meaningful compositions are the one that sound spontaneous, as if they are improvised. And I try in my own work to try to blur these lines of what's composed and what's improvised. I guess, after all, when you improvise something, if you improvise it and do it again, it becomes a composition. There are several ways of looking at this. You know, when you're doing art, I think when you're creating, there are three philosophies about this. One of them suggests that it's the artist's role to reflect on the world, whether you're improvising or composing, it's the same thing. And another school of thought suggests that it's the artist's role to recreate the world in the most ideal way. My personal philosophy is you do art to experience emotions that you don't have the luxury of experiencing in real life. So you go what's beyond what's available. And now, you know, the piece that I just played for you, I'm literally just looking out the window. I'm looking at the tree. And this tree is becoming my audience. I miss playing for an audience. So I improvise around what's available, and I play for what I have. And it's very meaningful, actually, to play to another being. You know, it doesn't have to be a human being, but just a plant, and seeing the birds around. For me, it gives me great joy, hoping that maybe it affected their being in a way, in some, you know, fancy way. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure if you play to that cherry tree, like you just played, it will grow and grow into a more and more beautiful being. I also wanted to ask you, speaking of creating in the moment, you've given us a link that we'll have it at the end in the comments to support women who are creating right now in Damascus. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Project?
This is a project that is supported by an institution in the US called Karam Foundation. And what they're doing, they're trying to encourage women who are leading small businesses, not only in Damascus, but also around the rest of the country, back home in Syria too. They're making little embroidered products. They make their own soap. And now is the great time, actually, to use soap. So I encourage people to check out the website. You know, the crisis, when people talk about crisis had different meaning for different people. There's the Syrian crisis that has been going for 10 years and it continues now. For me, it's very important to remember, you know, when people say, you know, hashtag stay at home, it's good to remember that some people don't even have that luxury. They don't even have a home to stay at. And I think to support people who are creating little things in a time, I mean, every time is a time of creativity. And I think in a time of crisis, creativity becomes even more meaningful and valuable. And we need to support each other in this.
Well, thank you so much, Kinan, for sharing your beautiful, loving heart and your amazing music. I'm in love with the clarinet now. I never was before. And I think I'm a little in love with you too. I hope you come back and see us.
Thank you very much for having me, Bobbie. It's very sweet talking to you. Thank you.
Wow. What a special, special person. Well, our next two guests are Brooke Hardman Ditchfield and Bill Barclay, coming to you from two different corners of the world. I met Brooke and Bill while we were working at Actor Shakespeare Project in Boston, where we were all company members. And ASP has provided us an artistic home for the last 16 years and has fostered a great many beautiful relationships. And I am so lucky to count the next two guests among my friends. And bringing Shakespeare's plays to life with these two has been such a gift. I asked them each to send me a love letter to Shakespeare that I could share with you tonight. The first is from Brooke, who is an actress, director, educator, and mother, as well as the co-founder and producer of the New Writers, New Plays at Vineyard Arts Project. Straight from Martha's Vineyard Island, here's Brooke Hardman.
Hey, Bobbie, and everybody tuning in to this very cool event this evening. My name is Brooke, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to have been asked to participate. I am coming to you from out on the island of Martha's Vineyard, where I have lived year-round for the last 12 years. With my husband and my two children and various pets. And it's a very windy and cold day here today, but it's sunny, so there's a little ray of sunshine, literally and figuratively. I was asked to do a selection from Henry V because I was supposed to be playing Henry V in Actor Shakespeare Project's production, which was slated to open about a week and change from now. So alas, that is not happening. And yes, I'm very sad about it, but I am so thrilled that I get to take a crack at the famous speech, which is the St. Crispin's Day speech. And that's what I'm going to be doing for you today. Many of you might know this speech, but a little context for it. It's a speech about brotherhood and a speech about hope and a speech about kinship and going through something difficult and coming out on the other side stronger and more hopeful and more connected. So Henry is speaking to his troops who are outnumbered and who are sick and who are exhausted and hungry and filthy. And they're about to go and fight the French, who are well rested and haven't been fighting for months on end and far outnumber the English. And Henry rallies his troops and off they go to fight the Battle of Agincourt and win. So I think that's all I was going to say. Here's a little taste of Henry V, and thanks again for including me. If we are marked to die, we are in now to do our country loss. And if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will. I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold. Nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear, such outward things dwell not in my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No, faith, my coz, wish not a man from England. God's peace, I would not lose so great an honor as one man more, methinks, would share from me for the best hope that I have. Oh, do not wish one more, rather proclaim it through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall see this day and live to old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is Saint Crispian. And then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be, remember it. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap whilst any speaks that fought with us upon Saint Crispin's day. All things are ready, if our minds be so. Bye, Bobbie. Bye. Everybody be safe and be strong. And
happy birthday, Shakespeare!
Oh my God. Oh, that was so adorable. I can't tell you how much I miss you guys, and can't wait to see you this summer on the vineyard and walk on the beach and kayak and eat food and thank you, Brooke, so much for doing that for us tonight. It was wonderful. I love you so much. Wow. That made me cry a little bit. Our next guest is Bill Barclay. We burst with pride when he was hired as the director of music at Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London, where he worked for the last 7 years. One of his memorable projects was Hamlet, Globe to Globe. 2 years, 193,000 miles, 197 countries. And Bill composed all the music for that. I love Bill's mind because he has so much knowledge about Shakespeare and music and so many other things. He's so wise. And I asked him to talk about why Shakespeare's stories still have resonance today and how he sets them to music. Let's see what he had to say.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Bobbie. Happy Shakespeare's birthday. Happy St. George's Day. Wonderful spring day here in London on the Thames. My name's Bill, and I'm coming to you straight from a very long quarantine, so I'm very happy to be sharing a little bit of my work with you today and happy to be in communion with you around Shakespeare's music this very special day. Now, I'm going to sing for you O Mistress Mine, which is a song from Twelfth Night, for a production that I composed here for Shakespeare's Globe a few years ago. When Shakespeare was writing, he didn't hire composers the way we do today to compose original music for his songs. No, he was writing song lyrics with a melody in his head that would have been a melody that everybody knew, a melody that people would sing on the street corner, say Greensleeves, the songs, melodies of origin that we couldn't pinpoint, but which were commonly used for all kinds of new verse settings. Now, I love this gesture because if a character is singing a melody that the audience knows, that it binds the character and the audience together, and it's a gesture of inclusivity, that we're all in this together, and it breaks down the barrier between the world of the play and the world of the audience. And I like this, but it comes with a problem today, because if we try to pull a song that we all might know and stuff it into the play, we risk the audience going, what has Lady Gaga to do with The Merchant of Venice? Or what has Elvis to do with Twelfth Night? And I don't want to distract the audience for the moment because they're supposed to be thinking about the story. So my solution, and this is just my own personal technique, is I try to pick a song as a model that comes from an unknown origin in our lives and in our brains and in our culture, where we wouldn't necessarily know where the song came from, but it is a vaguely familiar song, and then I slightly recompose it so that the gesture of familiarity is still there. I don't believe these songs are meant to be complicated. They certainly were meant to be sung by professional musicians, and you're not going to hear it sung by a professional singer today. But this is my version of O Mistress Mine, followed by a verse that from the original song that I based it on, just to see if you can recognize it. Hope you enjoy it. It's O Mistress Mine. O Mistress Mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Oh, trip no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers' meeting, every wise man's son doth know. Oh, what is love? Not hereafter, present mirth, have present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's the stuff will not endure. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you and hear your rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. We're bound away across the wide Missouri. Happy birthday, William Shakespeare. Stay safe, everyone.
Oh, Bill, thank you so much. I love the song, and I always learn so much from you. I miss you. I hope you come home soon. Bill Barclay from London. And we know we've had people tuning in from 12 countries so far. We're so glad to have you all watching the show, and we would love to know where you're watching us from. Please let us know in the comments. What an amazing evening. Thank you so much to Kinan, Brooke, and Bill, and thank you all for gathering with us. If you'd like to see more from All Together Now, follow, like, and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We have a wonderful show coming up on Tuesday next week with singer-songwriter and hip-hop violinist Bree Black. Can't wait for that one. The actors Paula Plum and Richard Snee, who are also company members with Actor Shakespeare Project. And we are going to bring back Matt Hubbard, the solo performer, band leader, producer, studio musician. Some of you remember seeing Matt, but not hearing him on our second show. Oh, technology. This time, we'll have Matt with sound. I want to leave you with a spoken word poem I wrote for Shakespeare's birthday. This is a birthday card for the bard whom we hold in fond regard, a bash for Shakespeare, a real pioneer. You'll never disappear from the celestial sphere. Here, Will, you're a Taurus. We're not surprised. A true Tyrannosaurus who never died, who's not fossilized. Did you use a thesaurus to write about the chorus? You never bore us. You have fire in your soul, whole worlds on a page, put up on the stage about age, rage. You're a sage. Bill, you kill us, thrill us, the skill, never get our fill. Still up there in the rarefied air, though, ain't it so for some who think they're not smart enough, that you're too tough? But they just don't know it yet, what they can get from the bard. Too hard, scarred from reading you in high school, feeling like a fool. It's like a dentist drill, a sleeping pill, a long climb up a hill until it's clear. No fear, Shakespeare. Then a sweet bouquet, a rich buffet. Each and every play, never passé, has something to say that we can quote, vote for, dote on, relate to. So much ado always seems new, a delicious stew. Stories, dark and light, that excite, take flight. Poetry sublime, so fine, blows our mind. A lifetime in a book. You got a damn good hook. Bill, you shook the world. Thank you, my friends. Keep a song in your heart and hold a good thought.